Welcome to Dub Nation, your home for all things Golden State Warriors. Highlights, hot takes, and pure Dubs energy. Join the squad. This is where champions live.
The Golden State Warriors are winning the championship again. Next year, they will repeat as NBA champions. And I'm going to tell you why. Steph ain't going to fade. The brother's in shape. I don't know how he do it. I got to find out to him about his diet and his condition. I really have to find that out because the brother's doing some things.
Good second night of the draft for us. After not obviously being involved the first night to come back night two. And we had a couple players we were targeting from the get-go and, traded back, and we're fortunate enough to get them. So we're excited. Two guys, and Alex Tui and Will Richard, bringing in, and we think they fit our culture, they fit our program, they fit how we want to play. And we're excited about it.
When did you get the sense that you wanted to move out of 41?
To be honest, probably a week or so ago, just looking at the board and seeing where things are at and how we value the players. It's just one of those drafts. I think with the NIL stuff, we felt like it was a little weak in the middle where we were drafting. And so we could get some pretty good value by moving back. And stuff's hard to do ahead of time. You kind of have to wait till today or on the clock. And we were able to get something done before the draft. And we felt good about the players being there. And got a little hairy, but we moved around a little bit and got back up to where we needed to get back up to and got Will. And I think it was from our standpoint, the way we started the day and the way we finished is we're very pleased.
Have a chance to roster both or 1-1?
Yeah, I think it's going to be dependent on free agency. Obviously, we have the option to do both, and that'll depend how free agency plays out and how we use our money and all that. But we think both of them are highly, very deserving of roster spots. These guys, are good players and, have a chance and we'll put them in the development program, and it could be some time in Santa Cruz, it could be some NBA minutes. We'll see how it unfolds, but, we're pretty optimistic about these guys being good players.
Yeah, I was going to ask what you're going to do with them. I mean, how valuable is potentially having two very cheap, second round contracts?
Yeah, I mean, with our salary structure, that type of stuff is important. That's come through with guys like Guy Santos and Trace and Quentin. So getting more of these players matters, probably a little bit more for us than other teams. And doesn't mean they can definitely play, but just to have that optionality is good.
Are you of the belief that, you kind of said a little bit there, but let's say they had to get in a rotation, at some point next year. You feel like you got two guys that are relatively right?
It's hard. I'm willing to be wrong on this. Last few years I've said it. I don't expect these guys to have much of an impact as rookies. It's hard to do that. Will's older, played on a national championship team. And so maybe he's got a little bit of a shot. Alex has played against pros in Australia. So sure, maybe these guys have a chance, but don't want to bank on it. I think our roster will be good and deep anyway, but, we don't think these guys are years away, put it like that.
You look at positionally, I know it's still early, but Tui like a 4, or is he a big 3?
Yeah, I think he's like a forward. And I think with our system and the way we play, he has the versatility to play multiple positions. It's who can you guard and where you can play offensively. And we think, especially on the defensive end, he's super versatile and, creates a lot of plays, which is important for our defense. Where, it's for us defensively with Draymond and Jimmy and Pods and guys that can kind of disrupt. This guy fits in that mold. And so, I think he's a front court player.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath. Because the Golden State Warriors are not just eyeing another championship in 2026, they're seizing it with unrelenting fury. At the core of this dynasty stands Steph Curry, the 37-year-old maestro who laughs in the face of time, with 4 NBA titles, 2 MVPs, and a staggering 43.2% career, 3-point shooting rate. Curry is no mortales. A phenomenon, last season, he torched defenses for 26. 4 points per game, dished 1 assists, and drained 357 three-pointers, a number that left the league trembling. But doubters lurk in the shadows, pointing to his hamstring tweak in the 2025 playoffs against Minnesota, whispering that the Warriors' empire is cracking. They're dead wrong. Curry's regimen lean proteins, plant-based fuel, and a meticulously crafted 2 800-calorie diathas sculpted him into a machine. His conditioning is a mystery the NBA can't crack, and he's poised to lead Golden State back to glory. The skeptics say he's fading, that age will betray him. But Curry, he's not just in shape, he's redefining what's possible. This is the man who will carry the Warriors to a fifth ring, and no one can stop him. But can Curry's brilliance alone conquer the NBA's brutal battlefield? Let's uncover the Warriors' cunning draft strategy that's reloading their arsenal for war. The 2025 NBA Draft wasn't just a stage for the Warriors, it was their chessboard. General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr., with the precision of a master strategist, turned the 41st pick into 2 second-round steals. Alex Tuhey at no Plonick, 52, and Will Richard at no Wushalook. This wasn't a gamble, this was a heist. Tuhey, a 6'8" Australian forward from the NBL, is a defensive juggernaut, averaging 1.8 steals per game in Sydney. He's a disruptor, molded to thrive alongside Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. Richard, a 6'4" Florida guard, is the 3-and-D archetype, shooting 36% from deep and anchoring the Gators' 2025 National Championship defense. Dunleavy crowed, "We targeted these guys from the get-go. They fit our culture, our program." But here's the firestorm. Critics sneer that these picks are too safe, lacking the star power to elevate a contender. Safe, or savagely brilliant. These aren't raw prospects, they're battle-tested, ready to contribute now. Some analysts dare to call this draft a miss, arguing the Warriors needed a blockbuster move to keep pace with the West's Titans. But Dunleavy's vision is clear: depth, versatility, and fit over flash. Tuhey and Richard aren't just roster fillers, they're the Warriors' secret weapons, poised to silence the haters and prove their worth on the NBA's grandest stage. With Tuhey and Richard fortifying the ranks, the Warriors are stacking their deck, but a financial storm looms. Let's dive into the salary cap crisis, threatening to derail their dynasty. The Warriors are dancing on a razor's edge, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Their 2025-26 payroll, with $139 million tied to Curry, Butler, and Green, teeters dangerously close to the NBA's $154 million salary cap. The first apron at $195. $9 million hangs like a noose, especially with Jonathan Kuminga, their electrifying forward, eyeing a $25 million per year deal in restricted free agency. Kuminga's 1 points and 8 rebounds last season made him a cornerstone. But whispers of discontent swirl he wants a starring role, or he's out. The Warriors' draft picks, Tuhey and Richard, are a financial lifeline, costing under $2 million combined. But don't be fooled, this is a crisis. Mismanaging this tightrope could see Kuminga bolt, the bench gutted, and the Warriors' championship hopes obliterated. Dunleavy's calm, saying, "We have optionality." Optionality. That's a flimsy shield against a luxury tax tsunami. The Warriors' past second-round gems Draymond Green, Trace Jackson-Davis proved cheap talent can win. But this roster is a house of cards. If they can't balance the books, the dynasty that redefined basketball could crumble into dust. The NBA's elite are watching, ready to pounce. Will Golden State outsmart the cap, or will their greed for glory be their undoing? The clock is ticking, and Dub Nation holds its breath. The Warriors' front office is fighting for survival, but their rookies could tip the scales. Let's turn to the California Classic, where Tuhey and Richard face their first test. The California Classic isn't just a summer league, it's a proving ground where futures are forged or forgotten. In 2025, Alex Tuhey and Will Richard will step into Chase Center's spotlight, carrying the weight of a franchise's hopes. Tuhey's defensive versatility, capable of guarding positions 1 through 4, makes him a potential game-changer. Richard's 36% three-point shooting and tenacious defense scream rotation-ready. Last year, Trace Jackson-Davis erupted for 17 points and 10 rebounds in his Classic debut, paving his path to NBA minutes. Can Tuhey and Richard match that fire? Dunleavy's skeptical, admitting, "I don't expect much impact as rookie sits hard." But don't underestimate these Warriors. Richard's national championship experience and Tuhey's pro battles in Australia set them apart from typical second-rounders. Critics argue they're not ready for Steve Kerr's system, that they'll languish in the G League. But if they dominate the Classic, they could force Kerr's hand, earning minutes in a stacked rotation. The Warriors' history of turning late picks into gold think Draymond Green fuels hope. Tuhey and Richard aren't just fighting for themselves, they're fighting to keep a dynasty alive. The stage is set, and the NBA world is watching. The California Classic is the spark. But can it ignite a championship inferno? Let's map the Warriors' path to a 2026 repeat. The Golden State Warriors aren't just a team, they're a legend, etched in the NBA's soul. In 2025, they fought to a 48-34 record, clawed through a 7-game war with Houston, and fell to Minnesota after Curry's injury exposed their fragility. But 2026, that's their redemption. With Curry, Butler, and Green 3 Hall of Fame Titans leading the charge, and young blood like Kuminga, Podziemski, Tuhi, and Richard fueling the engine, this roster is a behemoth. Curry's 357 threes last season were a battle cry, and Butler's 8 points per game, added veteran steel. The Warriors' motion offense and suffocating defense thrive on players like Tuhi, who switches everything, and Richard, who stretches the floor. But the West is a slaughterhouse. Denver, with Nikola Jokic's 26, 4 points and 4 rebounds, looms large. Oklahoma City's youth, led by Shai Gilgeous. Alexander's 31 points is relentless. Minnesota's Anthony Edwards is a rising god. FanDuel slaps the Warriors with plus 12,000 odds for the 2026 title, trailing Denver at plus 400, but numbers lie. Curry defies odds. The controversy rages. Some say the Warriors are too old, too expensive, too brittle. Others see a team built for immortality. If Kuminga leaves or the cap crushes them, this dynasty could implode. But I believe Curry's fire, Butler's grit, and Kerr's genius will deliver that 5th ring. The Warriors will rise, not as underdogs, but as kings. Dub Nation. Are you ready to witness history? This is more than a season, it's a crusade. The Warriors' destiny hangs in the balance. Will they reign supreme or shatter under pressure? Drop your predictions below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more NBA fire. This is Dub Nation, where Warriors never back down. Hit that like, drop a comment, and stay locked in for the next big play. Till next time, Dubs out.